Hello again, it's Simon, and tonight we continue the journey deeper into the mystery of the rift. The gauntlet has brought us to the edge of the horizon gate, and now we step through. Before we begin, let's take a moment to relax. Find a comfortable position. Let your body settle. Feel the surface beneath you, supporting you gently. Take a slow, deep breath in and out. In and out. In and out. In and out. Releasing all the tension from your day. Now, let's step forward. The arch of the horizon gate loomed before Simon, its edges glowing faintly with the light of the fractured sky. The air around him buzzed with energy, and the gauntlet on his hand pulsed steadily, its runes shifting and sparking. Simon hesitated for a moment, his gaze fixed on the swirling force within the arch. It was like looking into a storm made of light and shadow, its depths impossible to fathom. He took a deep breath, his heart steadying as the warmth of the gauntlet spread through him. Slowly, he stepped forward, the light enveloping him like a wave. The moment Simon crossed the threshold, the world shifted. The air was heavy and warm, carrying a faint hum that seemed to vibrate in his chest. Around him, the space was vast and endless, filled with swirling colours that danced and flickered like living things. It was beautiful and unsettling. Simon turned slowly, his eyes scanning the endless expanse. The ground beneath him was smooth and reflective, like glass, but it rippled faintly with every step he took. The gauntlet glowed brighter now, its runes sparking as though reacting to the energy around it. "What is this place?" Simon murmured, his voice echoing softly in the emptiness. A voice answered, low and resonant, as though it came from the very air itself. "This is the rift, the space between worlds, where time and magic collide." Simon turned quickly, his eyes searching for the source of the voice, but there was no one there. "You've crossed into the unknown, bearer of the gauntlet. What you see and what you face here will test the truth of your heart." Simon felt a chill run through him, despite the warmth of the gauntlet. The air around him shifted suddenly, the swirling colours darkening as shadows began to form. Figures emerged from the shadows, their forms flickering and indistinct. They were tall and imposing, their eyes glowing faintly as they moved toward him. The gauntlet pulsed hard, its warmth spreading through Simon's arm as he raised it instinctively. "Who are you?" he asked, his voice steady but firm. figures stopped, their glowing eyes fixed on him. One of them stepped forward, its form solidifying slightly as it spoke. "We are the echoes of the rift, the guardians of what lies beyond." Simon frowned. What lies beyond? The figure tilted its head slightly, its voice calm but deliberate. "The truth and the choice you must make. But first, you must prove yourself worthy to face it." The ground beneath Simon's feet rippled suddenly, the smooth surface shifting and cracking as the space around him began to change. The swirling colours grew brighter, sharper, as though reacting to the presence of the figures. The gauntlet flared brightly, its runes sparking with energy as Simon steadied himself. "How do I prove myself?" he asked. The figure's glowing eyes narrowed slightly, its voice echoing softly. "By facing the shadows of your past and the light of your future." Simon's heart pounded as the space around him shifted again. The shadows grew taller, darker, forming shapes that he recognized. Memories. The first was faint but familiar. A quiet room, the sound of rain tapping against the window. Simon saw himself as a boy, sitting alone, his gaze fixed on an old, worn book. "Why are you showing me this?" he asked, his voice quieter now. The figure stepped closer, its glowing eyes steady. "Because the rift holds all things, your fears, your hopes, and your truth." The memory faded, replaced by another. Simon as a young man, standing at a crossroads. His hands clenched at his sides. The weight of a decision hung heavy in the air, the tension almost palpable. But then, the light returned, breaking through the shadows. A path began to form ahead of him, glowing softly, steady and inviting. "Step forward, bearer of the gauntlet," the figure said, its voice quieter now. "The rift will guide you, but only if you trust yourself." Simon took a deep breath, his heart steadying as he stepped onto the glowing path. The gauntlet pulsed gently, its warmth spreading through him like a reassuring hand. Ahead, the swirling colours began to part, revealing something vast and luminous, a doorway made of pure light. For now, we'll pause here. This is the end of episode 2, but the rift's secrets are far from revealed. Imagine the glowing doorway, the swirling colours, and the quiet hum of magic in the air. Breathe deeply. Let the calm settle over you. We'll return soon to follow Simon as he steps further into the rift, and uncovers the truth of the gauntlet.